But just take a look at this.
Resident Evil.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
So we all know what Resident Evil is. Probably the most important survival horror franchise. Alone in the Dark was the pioneer that arguably created this subgenre, along with a fantastic mustache. Silent Hill went in a more interesting and psychological direction, and also gave a lot of people depression. Which is normal, but just like Doom did for FPS games, Resident Evil popularized the genre, and would eventually perfect it with its fantastic remake. We'll get to it later. It even coined the name, survival horror. Somehow, this goofy-ass game spawned the most successful horror franchise ever.
Whoa! What is it?
Whoa! What? Oh! Oh no! Well, I'm really sorry. Are you alright?
Yes. You're pitiful.
The creator of Resident Evil, Shinji Mikami, is a self-proclaimed scaredy cat. He wanted to make a game that would be scary for him. It was originally supposed to be a remake of some old and cool game called Sweet Home. But then he looked at Alone in the Dark and took inspiration from this. The fixed cameras, the pre-rendered backgrounds, the way you aim and shoot, an inventory system, weird puzzles, nodes that help you solve said puzzles, the tank controls. If you don't know what tank controls are, it's when your character doesn't know how to strafe left or right. You should try it in real life, it's very convenient. Shinji Mikami basically took all of these gameplay elements that Alone in the Dark introduced and made a far better version of that. Far better. But that all happened like 80 years ago. Most people don't really think about that. When most people think of Resident Evil, they think about the Giga Chad Leon,
Bingo?
Chris's boulder fetish, the hillbilly family, the really big MILF vampire. They usually think about these things and not about the original games. When they do think about the originals, they think about the goofy stuff, like pretty much all of the dialogue.
I'm sorry, Jill.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
Sorry.
Oh, don't worry, it gets much worse, which is good because it's funny. When people talk about the old games, they either talk about how important they are in gaming history, which is definitely true, or they really focus on the gameplay. But what about the story? What the heck is going on in this weird game? Yeah, it's about killing zombies in a spooky mansion, and someone buying an umbrella or something, but what exactly happens? Well, the original trilogy was finally released on GOG, so now I can finally play it without emulation or having to buy a PS2 for $200. I don't actually know if that's cheap or not, but I don't wanna do it. We're gonna pick Jill. She has the better memes. We'll play as Chris when we get to the remake. I think that will be more interesting. Don't worry, we're gonna see a lot of Chris in the later games.
No.
For now, it's Jill sandwich time. Yes, there will be a lot of memes here. In 1998, on a dark, cold night, some strange things happened. The citizens of Raccoon City are being attacked by strange people. Not just attacked, they were eaten. Could it be a group of cannibals? Or, okay, it's zombies. Of course it's zombies, but let's pretend we don't know that yet. So in this universe, there's a special police squad named STARS. They're basically cops, but somehow more special. STARS' Bravo team was sent to investigate these bizarre killings, but they disappeared. So now they sent Alpha Team, which is where we come in.
Look, Chris!
It was Bravo Team's helicopter. Nobody was in it. But strangely, most of the equipment was still there. However, we soon discovered why.
As they investigate, something begins to attack them. Yes, the dialogue and voice acting is very cheesy and goofy, probably on the same level as the masterpiece of our time, The Room.
Joseph!
No! Don't!
You're tearing me apart!
Joseph!
I'm going to make fun of it, a lot, but know that I'm not laughing at the voice actors themselves. They seem like cool people. The game is Japanese, so I'm sure they talk in this weird and exaggerated way because the people who wrote the script got a bad translation. You'll see what I mean. Look at them playing the game. That's wholesome. The dialogue is funny and terrible, yes, but you know what? If I put myself in the shoes of someone playing it for the first time in 1996, I can see how this could be scary. It has a slasher movie vibe, which wasn't so overdone at that point, I think. You can't tell exactly what's attacking you. It's not visible like in the remake. All you know is that it's dangerous and you need to run. Now. Especially since your dumbass helicopter pilot abandons all of you because he's a big chicken chip. You spot some kind of mansion in the middle of this forest, so you run inside to take shelters from the monsters. It's actually chilling and tense, but then you get this cool, rock, out of place cutscene. Yeah, woo, yeah!
Chris Redfield.
Chris is only 25 years old here, woo! Jill is 23.
Barry Burton.
Yeah, Barry! If you don't know who Barry is, then oh ho ho ho, don't worry. That will change soon enough. If you don't know who Rebecca is, then oh ho ho, you still won't know. Because she only appears if you play as Chris. Yeah, Johnny Bravo! I mean, Duke Nukem! I mean, Wesker, yeah, let's go!
Resident Evil.
What is this?
Wow, what a mansion!
Captain Wesker, where's Chris?
Stop it! Don't open that door!
But Chris is...
What is it?
I love this dialogue so much. It's so campy.
Now, Jill, can you go?
I'm going with you. Chris is our old partner, you know.
Okay, let me handle this.
Handle what? They're the ones going to investigate. Okay, this is something I never understood. How? How? Tell me how Chris got separated from them. They supposedly walked inside at the same time, right? Did a zombie drag him away as soon as he entered the mansion? Or did he just run ahead without telling anyone? I thought he only became stupid in RE6 and Village, but I guess not.
What? What is this?
What is it?
Blood.
Oh really? I couldn't tell.
Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Hope this is not Chris's blood.
It's not his blood, and what do you mean, examine this? You don't have any forensic tools or anything like that. Are you just gonna investigate with your fingers? Whatever, I'll go look for clues. This franchise has so many cool and insane enemies. There's a lot of variety. We'll meet all of them later. But all of it started here. Everything began with this one creature. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the first zombie. Ooh, this is iconic. This is the purest example of a survival horror game. Enemies don't drop anything when killed, and they deal a lot of damage, so it's usually better to run away and not waste your ammo. Especially when there's a big, strong man who can take care of it for us.
Barry?
What is it?
Watch out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of this.
Ah, I want a cool magnum too.
What is it?
They go back to Wesker, but uh-oh, he's gone.
Wesker!
You know what? Let's just leave them, Barry. Let's go outside, you and me. Oh right, there are killer dogs outside. Though I'm sure Jill and Barry can just shoot them. They're not nearly as bad as what's waiting for us inside. We search around, but he's nowhere to be found. Our pilot abandoned us. Some of our team got killed, Chris disappeared, and now Wesker is missing as well. So of course they decide to split up instead of sticking together, but before they do, Barry utters these magic words.
Jill, here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
Thanks. Maybe I'll need it.
Now we actually start playing the game, so let's talk about how Jill is way better than Chris. At least if you don't want a big challenge. When you play Resident Evil for the first time, you pick Jill Valentine. Let me illustrate my point with a joke. Hey Chris, wanna hear a joke? Okay. 8 slots in your inventory. A lockpick that doesn't take place in the inventory. No ink ribbons on your first playthrough, meaning you can save whenever you want. Really early access to powerful weapons. And Barry can kill the first zombie for you. And in general, he's just a peach to have around. I don't get it. Exactly. You don't get it. You will never get it. You only have 6 slots in your inventory. Jill has a lockpick because she's the
master of unlocking.
But you have to find small keys, which are a one-time use item that do take place in the inventory. You have to use ink ribbons and typewriters, which is an item that allows you to save your game. So if you wanna save and you don't have it, sucks to be you. You have to wait quite a long time until you get a powerful gun. And the worst part for you is that you do not have my man Barry with you. You have Rebecca, and yes, she's a cutie, but not as cute as the bear man. And yes, this is the game that started the limited inventory trend. What's cool about it is how you can rotate any object and sometimes find clues. Is this the symbol from Berserk? By the way, I know we all love these door animations, but they're tedious and you can skip them in this version. Okay, that's enough gameplay stuff. Let's get back to the goofy story. So Jill starts investigating and oh, dark jump scare. I think it's the first effective jump scare in gaming. Remember how I said that Jill finds powerful weapons early? We continue on and find a shotgun, which is good. But as we leave, the ceiling tries to crush us, which is bad.
Hey, what's going on?
Jill is just casually standing there, like she's not about to die horribly. But it's okay. The alpha male comes and saves us.
Oh, Barry!
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right. Barry, thanks for saving my life. But Barry, didn't you say you're going back to the dining room to do some research?
Yeah, he's doing so much research by just staring at the blood. He's not a scientist, Jill.
Why on earth are you here?
I just had something I wanted to check. Now, let's get back to searching for the lost captain and Chris, shall we?
So Barry is being kind of suspicious, even though he just saved us, and thanks to him, we got this awesome shotgun. Normally, you need to find a broken shotgun and replace it with the one we took, so that the ceiling won't turn you into a jiggle sandwich or whatever he said. The shotgun is pretty much essential if you want to get those sweet headshots. Just aim upwards at their general direction and boom. Ooh, that's always satisfying. The Resident Evil games are really good with headshots. We find the first save room, which is where we can rest and save the game. There's no enemies here. It's kind of like the room in SH4, but without a giant hole in your bathroom. There's an item box here, which magically appears in every save room. It's not infinite, but it can store a lot of items. You can't really get rid of an item you picked up. You can't just put it down on the floor. That's an exclusive ability to RE0. So whenever you have something you currently don't need, you can just put it here. I wish I had a box like that. I would put some people in there. Wait, can Jill climb inside the box? If she does that, will she be able to come out in other save rooms? Because the box appears in all of them, so it's kind of like a fast travel system. The save rooms are famous for their calm, relaxing music. On the other hand, I didn't remember how spooky the rest of the soundtrack is. After solving some puzzles, we meet Barry again.
Whoa! This hall is dangerous. Maybe it's better to secure our escape route first.
What do you mean it's dangerous? Besides the save rooms, it's literally the safest place in this fucking mansion. There's not a single enemy here. Not one. Oh, and of course they want to split up again, because they are very smart.
Okay, let's separate again.
Just a moment.
Barry gives us some acid rounds that we can use with a bazooka, which we will find shortly. And then he says,
It's really powerful, especially against living things.
especially against living things? No shit! Is he really trying to hint that I should use it against the zombies? Does he think I'm so stupid that I won't be able to figure out what to do with a fucking bazooka?
So I don't understand. Are you saying that I'm stupid?
Just a moment.
We find it here. Oh no. Blood. Oh no. It's Forrest. Oh my god. He's dead. I was so attached to this random character. Well, thanks for the bazooka. Despite how goofy everything looks and sounds, especially by today's standards, the game can still mess with you. It is the father of survival horror after all. There is something very creepy about having music in the background for long periods of time, then you go to a new location and... quiet. Silence. You don't know what to expect. Then you hear the footsteps. The mansion is full of these moments. You don't just feel stressed because you might not have enough ammo to deal with the next enemy. You feel stressed because you don't know what that enemy will be and where it's going to come from. It's beautiful. Like Alone in the Dark, Resident Evil likes putting you in dangerous situations. I already talked way too much about these weird games, but basically, in the Forever Alone games, you could walk into a new area and immediately die because the floor collapsed, or because a Lovecraftian being is about to swallow you. Resident Evil isn't as dickish, but it also hates you. There was the Jill sandwich part, which is a classic trap. You try solving a puzzle and a bunch of crows start pecking you. If you don't push these statues over the holes, you will die from farts or something. If you walk next to this hole, a plant tentacle will choke you and suck your blood at the same time. Jill finds a diary, zombie jump scare. Jill finds a diary that gives us more insight into whatever the hell is going on in this place. We were so focused on survival that we didn't stop to think about why all of this is even happening. As expected, there was some kind of infection and people started turning into zombies. It's a Resident Evil game, duh. But apparently, the process was kind of slow. So they had time to write about how they are itchy and have a craving for doggy food. Zombies like to eat food that was made for dogs. It's a useless detail that will never come up again, but it adds so much charm and character to this place. It's so iconic, they made a whole movie about it. It's like 12 minutes, but still. The original actor who played Chris is playing as the dude who wrote this diary. We get to see how he acquired his taste for doggy food. It's really cool seeing this little side story. You should watch it. And yes, they show the part where he writes, itchy, tasty. It's very wholesome.
Fever gone.
but itchy. Today, hungry. And eat doggy food.
Wait, so if I had some dog food, could I throw it to distract the zombies? We eventually find someone from Bravo team who is still alive. His name is Richard, and he has the best dialogue ever.
Richard, what happened?
Oh, Jill, this house is dangerous. There are terrible demons. Ouch!
I love this game. Richard was bitten by a big snake, so we go back to get him an antidote, because
it was a huge snake, and also poisonous. Ouch!
We're about to save him, but he dies anyway. Whatever, we'll see him again in the remake. A really nice feature is how the game tells you that an item isn't needed anymore, and gives you the option to throw it away, instead of keeping it and letting it collect dust in your inventory. Also, here's the snake, the very first boss of the franchise. He can poison you as well, ouch, but we use the bazooka, which is very powerful, especially against living things. The snake can't handle these explosions, so it runs away. Yan.
Am I poisoned?
Yes. Jill collapses and is about to die, but gets rescued by a very mysterious figure. It's Barry. Of course it's Barry. He put her back in the safe room, cured her poison, and even healed her to full health. He's so modest that he didn't want her to thank him, so he left. What a great guy. Very trustworthy. We find a few crests, which we place here, which then opens a door and allows us to leave the mansion area. Who designed this place? Remember Brad, the helicopter pilot who abandoned us and made Chris say, "No! He decided to come back and calls us. I guess he felt bad for leaving his teammates to die.
This is Brad. Stars Alpha Team. Bravo Team. It doesn't matter. Anybody, answer me. This is
Brad? Brad!
He's nearby, but the signal is bad, so he can't hear us. Jill eventually discovers an entrance to some house. There's also giant spiders, because why not? We've got spiders, bees.
What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
Dogs, and even sharks. Resident Evil games really like it when you fight twisted animals. There's even monkeys at some point. Oh, the monkeys. I like how there's literally man-eating sea monsters chasing you, but the background music is the most relaxing thing ever. We can make them suffer and jump around by flushing down the water, and they will stay like that until the end of the game. So there's this plant creature that's been harassing us throughout the game. It's called Plant 42, and of course, like everything in this fucking place, it got infected and mutated by whatever virus was unleashed here. There's a note about how you can use a specific combination of chemicals to destroy it. If you solve this annoying-ass puzzle, you can get into this place and find these chemicals. Or, you know, you can just shoot it. I don't need science to defeat you, bitch.
Ouch!
Oh, okay. I don't need no chemicals to beat you. I have this. Did you know? It's powerful, especially against living things. Let go. I don't want to do hentai with you.
What the hell is this? Jill!
Yeah, no. Don't mind me. Just walk slowly while it's choking me to death. Barry uses a flamethrower to put the plant down, once and for all. the plant disintegrates, and we get more of that sweet verbal exchange.
You saved me!
Yeah,
That was close. Thanks, Barry.
don't mention it. What a monster. I can't believe... What the hell is this place anyway?
Wait until we get to the later games, you'll be even more confused.
Okay. I'm gonna stay in the soldiers' area and take a look around. Though I'm sure there are still things in that other mansion as well. Anyway, let's start searching separately.
Okay.
When he says there are things in the mansion, it's the game's way of telling you to go back and explore. Because this is a Resident Evil game, so there's backtracking. Before we go back though, we find our captain, Wesker, who is just a random dude with nothing special about him.
Jill, so you're safe.
That's what I was going to say. Where on earth have you been? You disappeared from the hall all of a sudden.
I'm sorry, but I have my reasons. Perhaps you guys have met them? It was all I could do to protect myself against those strange creatures.
I love their random gestures and movements. It doesn't match to what they're saying at all.
Jill, our first priority is to get out of here.
What about finding Chris?
Yes, you're right.
No, not you too. You're just gonna leave Chris alone?
Chris is our old partner, you know.
Okay.
So Wesker leaves to go somewhere. What was he shooting anyway? Bees. Giant bees. We go back inside the mansion, and this is where the game says, "Oh ho ho, you've had your fun. Now die." Oh hello little fellow, look at you, you fuck! Who do you think you are? Yeah, they're not fucking around. These are the hunters, and I really like how they're introduced in first person. I also like the fact they know how to open doors. A lot of the zombies have been replaced by them, so that's a bit inconvenient. They're faster than the zombies, but they're not too bad, at least until they decide to do that leaping attack that rips your head off. Not this time, you frog monster! We stare at a piano, which makes the snake come back, and I think he has fire breath now. But we have something very powerful. It's actually effective against living things. Speak of the devil.
Jill, have you found anything interesting?
Yes, but I can't see very well.
How about going down to check by yourself? Going down to check by yourself. Check by yourself. Check by yourself. I have a rope here.
Oh, do you? Well, then I'll try to go down using the rope.
I can't do this anymore. This fucking dialogue is so good. And did he really need to emphasize that she needs to go down by herself? You like to split up, I get it. So we go down. Barry, you asshole.
Hey, what's going on?
Now I've done it. Sorry, Jill. Wait. I'll go and get another rope.
How?
Barry?
Where?
Barry?
Are they just lying around? He eventually does come back and pulls us out.
I'm sorry, Jill.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
You were almost a Jill sandwich.
They split up again, because that's the logical thing to do. We go back down, and good thing that Snake made a hole right above a grave with a secret opening. It leads down to an underground passage, which is of course filled with zombies. 2 of them are eating someone, so I'm not gonna disturb them. Actually no, fuck you. Double headshot. Another one is eating. Okay, fine. Interrupting someone's dinner is not cool, so this time I won't. Ah, fuck! Now his dinner is eating me! Because this game has good level design, a lot of the areas loop around each other, so we managed to unlock shortcuts and get back here. Are you still saying it's dangerous to go outside? Are you saying that a few dogs are more dangerous than dozens of zombies and hunters? It's been clear that something's wrong here. Not just because there's weird monsters walking around, but also, why did we come here? What happened to Bravo Team? Why is there a random mansion right where the helicopter abandoned us? Why are we splitting up all of the time?
Let's search for him separately. Let's start searching separately. How about going down to check by yourself? Just a moment.
Why is Barry such a meme machine? It seems too convenient. Well, someone left a note explaining all of it. Top secret. Well, maybe you shouldn't have left it on the table if it's such a big secret. So the whole thing was a setup. The head of the security department, whoever that is, was ordered to lure the STARS members into a lab located inside of the mansion so they would fight the BOWs, which means bioorganic weapon. From what I understand, they're talking about the hunters. Someone wanted them to fight so they could collect combat data to help develop these creatures further and then sell them to the highest bidder. Basically, STARS were used as test subjects, which could be seen as a metaphor for Capcom at the time. They wanted to lure players into their game and gather data to see if they would like it and would want more games like this. Well, players did really like it, and just like the viruses in Resident Evil, these games keep spreading even to this day. But wait, if we were supposed to fight hunters in some kind of lab, why were we fighting them in other places? What about the zombies? They're not considered to be BOWs. It's obvious that whatever virus they had was accidentally unleashed here and infected the people, the animals, and that stupid plant. I hope all of this evidence will stay intact so we could expose it to everyone. Resident Evil is actually great at environmental storytelling. For example, just by looking at this scene, you can imagine what happened. Everyone started getting infected, some dude tried to escape, got cornered, and was eaten to death. But it's not just some dude. He's wearing a lab coat. He's probably a scientist that managed to escape from the lab mentioned in the note. Or maybe it's just some weirdo that stole his coat. We move on and shove a red gem into a tiger's eye, because whoever built this is a weirdo, and finally get a magnum, like Barry. Let's see how powerful it really is. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. We go back outside, take the elevator down here, and use this secret passage. Calling it a secret feels kind of redundant at this point. Everything is a secret passage in this fucking place. We arrive at an underground tunnel, where we meet the master of memes himself.
Oh, Jill! What good timing. A moment ago I heard someone's voice coming from this hole. Let's go together since it's dark and we can't see very well.
Yeah, it's so dark with all these lights on. You actually have a choice here. You can choose to add him to your party or to go alone. It almost feels like an RPG. If you try to leave, he'll say,
Don't! Don't!
We find the captain of Bravo Team, Enrico.
Is that Jill?
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?
You're alive!
Wait there! Are you with anybody, Jill?
What? Oh, yes.
Enrico!
So, Barry and Jill together.
Are you all right, Enrico?
Yes, Barry. He's fine. He's just dying because he's badly injured, that's all.
The stars are doomed. Someone is a traitor. Everything was plotted from the start by Umbrella.
Enrico!
Oh no, not Enrico. I was so attached to him. Barry is investigating. Investigating what? He's dead. He implied that someone from STARS is a traitor, working for Umbrella. He was about to tell us who that is, but then someone shot him. Jill and Barry are here, everyone else is dead, so it's either Chris or Wesker. I wonder who it could be. So Umbrella, a pharmaceutical company, is behind all of this shit. They developed the Tyrant virus, better known as the T-virus. They wanted to use it to create powerful creatures and sell them to terrorists or something. Because money. If you've played these games, you know who they are. Why is there a typewriter in an underground cave? How am I moving these walls? How is this possible? Who designed this place? There's actually an answer to that in the remake. We go deeper, but a giant boulder is blocking our way. Where's Chris when you need him? Whoa, 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 Chris? Chris? Are you doing this? Chris? Oh no, a super giant spider boss? Fuck off. We go up above and discover that this innocent looking fountain is actually you guessed it, it's another ultra super secret entrance. It leads us to an area that every Resident Evil has. The lab. When you're playing a Resident Evil game and you're inside of a lab, it usually means that you're close to the end. There are naked zombies here. What, you didn't have time to put on some clothes while you were being infected? He was probably masturbating at the time. I'm pretty sure they can respawn, so don't try to kill them. Listen to the sounds they make. Jill finds a note from someone named John. It's addressed to someone he loves. Her name is Ada. She's just a random woman. I'm sure she's not important. What's important is that her name is the password to a nearby computer. Ah, so romantic. I'm sure this Ada woman will remember this guy. We input the password and use it to unlock some doors. Seeing Jill's hands is a nice touch. The remake doesn't have this. Seeing your hands is cool. One of the doors we unlocked leads us to a PowerPoint presentation of some of the enemies. The dogs, the sharks, the hunters, the tyrant, which is a spooky creature we haven't met yet. The enemy that's blanked out is probably the Chimera. Chimera? Chimera? These assholes can jump on your asshole and it's not fun at all. I don't like them. They do look creepy, and the wiki says they're 6'1", so they're probably popular with the ladies.
He's better with the ladies.
More importantly, we find a picture of Wesker. He's actually a scientist, so the plot twist is that he's really smart. And he's also a traitor working for Umbrella. He was one of the researchers who developed this virus.
I'm sorry, but I have my reasons.
Wow, what a mansion!
We also find the future boulder puncher himself.
Jill? Is that you, Jill?
Oh, Chris, you're alive!
Of course. Damn it, we're in quite a predicament, Jill.
I know, Chris. Anyway, I have to open this room.
But I won't use my hands. I'll try using telekinesis. Look.
It doesn't work. Well, Chris, I'll be sure to come back and help you soon. Will you wait here?
Are you asking a prisoner if he will wait for you in his prison cell where he has nowhere else to go? Are you trying to be funny?
Will you wait here?
We search for a way to unlock the door, but then the bear master shows up.
Jill! Jill! You're here too!
Yes, you're here too?
No.
Let's get going.
They take the elevator to the heart of this operation and receive the most shocking revelation.
Wesker?
You did a fine job, Barry.
Just as I thought.
I think you should stay away from Barry, Jill. I hear that his wife and 2 daughters will be in danger if he doesn't do everything I tell him to.
You are so cruel.
Well, you don't have to worry about anything, because you'll be free from this world very soon, Jill.
Oh no, Wesker is the traitor. How could this be? Oh no. But also Barry. I'm disappointed. I'm actually disappointed. At least he's not doing it because he's evil. Resident Evil. He's doing it because Wesker is holding his family hostage.
To me, the monsters you mention mean nothing. I'm going to burn all of them together with this entire laboratory. I must complete my mission as ordered by Umbrella. Barry, Go up on the ground and wait there.
Barry!
Yeah, walk away in shame.
Well, I intimidated him, but it had nothing to do with Umbrella. I just used him for my personal purposes, though both you and Barry seem to think I was following orders from Umbrella.
But you literally just said...
I must complete my mission, as ordered by Umbrella.
Wesker wants to betray Umbrella and use the virus for his own purposes, whatever that may be.
You guys are idiots.
Like every stupid villain in fiction, even though he just said that he's going to kill her, he can't help himself and decides to show her his big, strong, ultimate weapon. It's not what you're thinking. Stop it. But before he can do that, Barry comes behind him so fast and so hard that Wesker can't stand anymore. Okay, now that was exactly what you're thinking. Barry suggests finding this biological weapon and then destroying it.
It would look bad for Stars if we let such a dangerous creature run loose.
Oh, you're doing it for the reputation. This is what Wesker wanted to show us. The Tyrant. The most powerful creature ever. At least for now. It's actually an early version of Mr. X, and by extension, Nemesis, which are better in every way, but this guy is still dangerous. Instead of doing something productive, like, I don't know, shoot him while he's sleeping, instead, Barry pushes some buttons and accidentally wakes the creature up.
Damn you!
Where are you aiming, Barry? Why are you like this, Barry? Ah, shucks. I can't stay mad at you.
Just a moment.
Now he's after Jill. He's a bit faster than a regular zombie. Just a bit.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
He's not complete. We interrupted the process. He was supposed to be the ultimate weapon, but now he's just a mindless killing machine. And he goes down after 3 magnum shots. That was easy. Barry wakes up and they decide to get out of here. Wesker disappeared and activated the self-destruct sequence. This whole place is about to blow up, meaning that all of the research and evidence of what happened here will be gone, along with us, if we don't leave right now. So that's inconvenient. Also in the canon ending, Wesker gets impaled by the Tyrant and supposedly dies. And of course it's goofy and stupid.
This is the ultimate life form. Tyrant! Chris? Stop it.
Wesker, you're pitiful.
Don't come this way! No!
That's what she said. The self-destruct sequence unlocked all of the doors, so we go get Chris. I guess he didn't notice the door was open because he doesn't come out himself. He just stays there waiting for us.
Oh, Jill!
Sorry for keeping you waiting.
So everything is done?
Well, almost, yes. Now let's go.
If you're wondering why Chris was here the whole time, it's because Wesker kidnapped him at the start of the game. If you play as Chris, then Jill would be here instead. How did Wesker kidnap him if he was right next to us when we entered the mansion? Just don't think about it. That's how. This is the end of the game, so there's no reason to hold back anymore. We kill anyone who stands in our way and eventually reunite with Barry.
Ladies first! Go first, Jill!
Chris and Barry stay to kill some zombies off screen, while Jill heads to the roof and uses a flare to call Brad. He's about to land and rescue them, but uh-oh, the Tyrant doesn't really want to explode by himself, so it's time for the final battle. A little woman against the perfect organism. Who will win in this epic battle? Okay, I'm kidding, this is easy. Just shoot him a few times with the Magnum. Brad eventually drops a rocket launcher, which is good. I don't know why he didn't do that earlier. Like in most Resident Evil games, it all ends with a rocket to the face. Well, not exactly the face, but whatever, you get the point. Why do all of these companies insist on making special monsters when normal weapons are already stronger than them? Brett finally manages to land, they all get on board, and the mansion explodes, along with all of the monsters inside. Chris, why are you acting like you're tired? I was the one who did all of the work while you were napping in your little jail cell. Also no, them sitting together like that does not mean they're in love or something. This is strictly platonic and professional. Also, Chris is just a nice guy.
Give me a chance to play nice guy. Okay.
There's actually a few ways this could have ended, and if you play as Chris, there's a bunch of other options for you to choose. I think all of them can die. It's cool. And with that, the story of Resident Evil ends. For now. Resident Evil is obviously one of the most important games ever. I don't love it as much as I love the Silent Hill games, but in terms of pure gameplay, the RE franchise is way more fun. Even though this game is really old at this point, it still manages to be tense, at least sometimes, not just because of the monsters, but also because of the atmosphere, especially that place with the fucking crows. The soundtrack there is terrifying. The puzzles are great, for the most part, way better than Alone in the Dark. The Spencer mansion as a whole is incredible. Who is Spencer, you ask? He's not shown in this game, but he's the owner of this place. Well, before it blew up. We will see him much later. Of course, this game is more goofy than scary. The voice acting is unforgettable. It's kind of campy in every game, but especially here.
There is serum. Oh no, I should have brought some with me.
No problem. I'll go and get it.
Thanks. Ouch!
You're right.
Resident Evil was such a massive hit that we can still feel the effects of its success, even to this day. There's countless imitators, clones, and sequels. Generally speaking, the sequels are good, even legendary. They're less cringy, but still charming in a campy way, which is a nice way of saying that there's a lot of funny and stupid shit going on there. Next up is Resident Evil 2. Thanks for watching. So is the game called Resident Evil because it has some evil residents? Are only the zombies considered residents, or the hunters as well? Because they all technically live in the mansion, and all of the animals as well. And if you think about it, the zombies aren't really evil. They're just people who can't control their actions. This is obviously a major philosophical and moral dilemma.
No one cares.
But
no one cares.
But
no one cares.
But
no one cares.
But
no one cares.
What? Don't come this way!
It's so stupid.